Mineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi şrah li sadri li emri ve ehlul ukdeden min lisani yefkahu kavli. Selamun aleyküm ve rahmetullahi ve berekatuh. Inshallah, we will start a new topic today. This is 17th word, 17. In books, it should be, give me the page number, please. Sorry? 219. 219. On books, in books, it's 219, 17th word. Based on the version of the book, it may be, one page, two page before or after. So this is a interesting and I think very important topic. It's the interpretation of ayah, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, that which is on earth we have made as a glittering show for the earth, in order that, so that we may test them as to which of them are best in conduct. Ahsanu amalan, like whoever will do the best actions, deeds. Verily, what is on earth, so this is another, oh sorry, this is the continuation of the ayah, I apologize. So let me read from the beginning without interruption. That which is on earth we have made as a glittering show for the earth, in order that we may test them as to which of them are best in conduct. Verily, what is on earth we shall make but as dust and dry soil. And then another ayah, what is the life of this world but play and amusement? The worldly life is nothing but play and amusement. Okay, these two ayah. We probably have heard that the both ayahs a lot. The world is nothing but a play, amusement. It is made glittering as a test. That's usually how it is, interpreted. And then it will go away. It will become dust anyway, right? So the first ayah, the first two ayahs that we read, kind of like includes a kind of a contradiction. It starts with, we made this earth, we beautified, actually, right? This earth. Everything on earth is beautified. It's very beautiful. And with that, we test you. And then we bring destruction on that and make it dust. It's as if saying that, okay, we make a beautiful thing and then just destroy it for nothing. It's wasted. And in Imam Nursi, inshallah, we will see, we'll make a very beautiful, that's how I felt when I read this, the text again, very beautiful interpretation of these ayahs. And it will take again, to me, as far as I'm aware of other interpretations, which is very limited, he will take a different the path. He will approach from a different perspective. Right? This ayah, when it talks about the glittering show or the earth, we usually take it as within a negative connotation. Everything on the earth seems beautiful, but that's how we usually take it. Imam Nursi, we will see, will take a different perspective there. So with these introductions, I hope it made you at least awake. Now you are what is the word? Waiting to, to learn what this difference is. Who wants to read? Let's give Brother Ahmed a break today. He's helping us a lot. May Allah reward him. Who else wants to read? Oh, Abdurrahman? Okay, he doesn't even have text. Who wants to read? Okay, let's go with our usual victim.
The all-compassionate Creator, the munificent Provider, the all-wise Maker, made this world in the form of a festival and celebration for the world of spirits and spirit beings, adorning it with the wondrous embroideries of all his names. He clothes each spirit, great or small, elevated or lowly, in a body decked out with senses, suitable to it and appropriate for benefiting from the innumerable various good things and bounties in the festival. He gives each a corporeal being and sends it to the spectacle once. And he divides the festival, which is most extensive in regard to both time and space, into centuries, years, seasons, and even days and their parts, and makes them all exalted festivals in the form of parades for all the groups of his creatures with spirits, and for his plant and vegetable artifacts. Especially the face of the earth in spring and summer, it is a series of festivals for the groups of small beings, so glittering it draws the gazes of the spirit beings and angels and the dwellers of heavens in the high levels of the world. For those who think and contemplate, it is a place for reflection, so wonderful, the mind is powerless to describe it. But in the face of the manifestations of the divine names of the most merciful and giver of life, in this divine feast and Dominical festival, the names of subduer and dealer of death appear with death and separation. And this is apparently unconformable with all embracing mercy of my mercy encompasses all things. However, in reality, there are several ways in which it is conformable, and one of these is as follows. After each group of beings has completed its turn in the parade and the desired results have been obtained from it, in a compassionate way, the most generous maker and compassionate creator makes most of them feel weariness and disgust with the world, and bestows on them a desire for rest and a longing to migrate to another world. And when they are to be discharged from their duties of life, he awakens in their spirits a compelling desire for their original home. Moreover, it is not far from the infinite mercy of the Most Merciful that just as he bestows the rank of martyrdom on a soldier who perishes on account of his duty while fighting, and rewards a sheep slaughtered as a sacrifice by giving it an eternal corporeal existence in the hereafter, and the rank of being a mount for its owner on the bridge of Sirat like Burak. So too with other animals and beings with spirits who perish while performing the dominical duties peculiar to their natures, and in obeying the divine commands, and who suffer severe distress. It is not unlikely that there should be for them, in the inexhaustible treasuries of His mercy, a sort of spiritual reward and a kind of wage suitable to their capacities, and that they should not be unduly troubled at departing this world indeed, that they should be pleased. None knows the unseen save God. However, although man, the noblest of beings, with spirits, and the one who benefits most from the festivals, with regard to both quality and quantity, is captivated by the world and absorbed in it as a work of mercy, the most merciful induces in him a state of mind whereby he feels disgust at the world and a longing to travel to the eternal realm. A person whose humanity is not plunged into misguidance profits from that state of mind and departs with a tranquil heart. Now, by way of example, we shall explain 5 of the aspects which produce that state of mind. The first, by showing with the season of old age the stamp of transience and decline on the beautiful and inviting things of this world and their bitter meaning, it makes a person feel disgust at the world and causes him to seek a permanent beloved in place of the transient. The second, since 99% of all the friends to whom a person is attached have departed this world and settled in another, impelled by his heartfelt love, it bestows on him a longing for the place they have gone to, and makes him meet death and the appointed hour with joy. The third, by means of certain things, it makes a person realize the infinite weakness and impotence in man, and understand how heavy are the burdens of life and the responsibilities of living, and awakens in him a serious wish for rest and sincere desire to go to another world. The fourth, through the light of belief, it shows to the heart of a believer that death is not execution, but a change of abode, that the grave is not the mouth of a dark well, but the door to light-filled worlds, and that for all its glitter, the world is like a prison in relation to the hereafter. To be released from the prison of this world and enter the gardens of paradise, and pass from the troublesome turmoil of bodily life to the world of rest and the arena where spirits soar, and to slip free from the vexatious noise of creatures and go to the presence of the most merciful, is a journey, indeed, a happiness to be desired with 1,000 lives. The fifth, by informing a person who heeds the Quran about the knowledge of reality it contains, and through the light of reality, the world's true nature, it makes him realize that love for the world and attachment to it are quite meaningless. That is, it says the following to man and proves it. The world is a book of the eternally besought one. Its letters and words point not to themselves, but to the essence, attributes, and names of another. In which case, learn its meaning and grasp it, but ignore its decorations, then go. The world is also a tillage. Sow and reap your crop and preserve it. Throw away the chaff and give it no importance. The world is also a collection of mirrors which continuously pass on one after the other. So know the one who is manifest in them, see his lights, understand the manifestations of the names which appear in them, and love the one they signify. Cease your attachment for the fragments of glass which are doomed to be broken and perish. The world is a traveling place of trade. So do your commerce and come. Do not chase in vain the caravans which flee from you and pay you no attention. Do not weary yourself for nothing. The world is also a temporary exhibition. So look at it and take lessons. Pay attention not to its apparent ugly face, but to its hidden beautiful face, which looks to the eternal one, all beauteous one. Go for a pleasant and beneficial promenade, then return, and do not weep like a silly child at the disappearance of scenes displaying fine views and showing beautiful things, and do not be anxious. The world is also a guest house, so eat and drink within the limits permitted by the generous host who made it, and offer thanks. Act and behave within the bounds of his law. Then leave it without looking behind you and go. Do not interfere in it in a delirious or officious manner. Do not busy yourself for nothing with things which part from you and do not concern you. Do not attach yourself to passing things and drown. This fifth aspect shows the secrets in the world's inner face through apparent truths like these, and greatly lightens the parting from it. Indeed, to those who are aware, it makes parting desirable for them and shows that there is a trace of mercy in everything and every aspect of it. The Quran indicates these 5 aspects, and its verses point to other particular aspects. Woe to that person who has no share of these 5 aspects.
Jazakallah khairan. Okay, let's start with first impressions. What did you get? The big picture. A quick summary, even a few words. but just throw some words. Or for newcomers, we have a competition between couples, right? And they are definitely, yeah, the best so far.
I mean, the general topic, is attachment to the world and how not to feel attached, how to see that departing from the world is a good thing, and how we can see how silly it is to be attached to the world, to things that don't matter, don't stay with us. Looking at the world for what it is mirrors of our creator. Everything is not what it is, but what it represents, what it tells us about the creator, his names and his attributes, and just how to look at it in such a way.
Anyone else? Ibrahim, what do you want? Oh, now I get it. You want to look like him. That's the reason you shaved your head. Okay. Any other comments other than this funny remark? Oh, Zairam, please go ahead. Nibras, where are you? Get ready. Come on.
I guess I also took maybe 2 points from this reading. One was thinking about what you were saying when we think about phrases like the verses that we just read, how things appear beautiful, but there's something underlying that. And I guess from this reading, maybe that's pointing towards like the transience and like the pain that one experiences when like something fades away or is I guess is lost. But I was also thinking about the first part, and it seems like there is a beauty in how everything's created with a purpose and how we're given bodies that are suitable for comprehensively interacting with the world and everything around it. So I feel like there is a beauty in that, but maybe what makes that beauty turn ugly is the attitude with which we approach the world, where like Natalia was saying, that if we try to attach ourselves to things, like it's like attaching ourselves to an anchor that's just going to drown and drag us down into an ocean. So maybe like splitting it up into, there is a purposeful creation behind things, like we do experience beauty in it, but the idea is not to just see the beauty in things themselves, but like Natalia was saying, try to extend it to the one who made things in this way, in this beautiful way.
Very beautiful. Anyone else? Okay. And that was the part that was new for me, compared to other interpretations of these ayahs. The Imam Nursi takes this إِنَّ جَعَلْنَا مَا عَلَى الْأَرْضِ زِينَةً. So we beautified whatever on earth, whatever you see on this earth, we beautify it, right? That's the ayah says. But translation is usually the glittering show, like this glitter part. It's like as if something not, I mean, it attracts you, just like the lights of New York, the Times Square. Right? It attracts you. It's glittering, but if you get closer, you will see how dirty it is, how ugly it is. But the author takes it as a beautiful fact, that's saying that yes, it is true that everything on this earth is really beautiful. It is made beautiful. But another interesting thing, it says, all-wise maker, so munificent provider, the all-wise maker, made this world in the form of a festival and celebration. So the beautification is about, there's like when you're an artist and you want to open an exhibition, right? You select your best pieces and you also beautify them, like the way you present them. It's not within a catalog, you just show them. No, you put them on, the displays, even, the play with the lights, etc., to make them ready for the exhibition. It's a festival. So author takes the zina part, like a beautifying in this way, made everything in the form of a festival and celebration, but for the world of spirits and spirit beings. I guess the emphasis on spirit, we will discuss, inshallah, is very interesting. So as if saying that, just as a summary, as if saying that the beauty is not there for your animal body to benefit. If you approach it with your animal body, you may not see much beauty even. But if you approach it with your spirit, then you will see the beauty towards that. And so on. Adorning it with the wondrous embroideries of all his names. Again, emphasis on his names. So the beauty the ayah is talking about, it's not, the leaves of this tree. Their color is so beautiful. I mean, it is true, that's for sure. But the real beauty, author says, becomes apparent when you see the beautiful names there. When it starts speaking to your spirit, you will see the true beauty there. This is the conclusion part. We have to study this from the scratch, from the beginning. And let's see whether we will arrive to this conclusion or not. Yusuf.
So, the second verse, what is the life of this world but play and amusement, is an interesting verse because, let's say, if I see you doing something very seriously, you are trying to, I don't know, start a Islamic school, a university, a college, and you're really putting a lot of effort to make it seriously. I come and say, here come, what you're doing is just amusement. You will get offended because you're not taking it lightly. You're putting all your efforts in there, and I come and say what you're doing is just amusement. Let's take it in another way. If I am a scientist and I am doing my job seriously, somebody comes and tells me that what you're dealing with, busying yourself with, is so unimportant. It's just amusement. It's a plaything. But my creator is saying such a thing. Not only that, with the first verse, it is saying that I beautified this world, yet I am going to make it like a dry soil. I am the one that beautified it. And as if in my eyes, it's not that important. You are trying to beautify it. You are trying to, let's say, oh, we will invent planes so that we are going to make travel even better and whatnot. The creator says, I made it in the condition that you take it, and I'm going to make it like a dry soil. So this sounds as if we thought we were supposed to take it serious, and it looks like you took it serious, oh my creator, but he says, I'm going to make it dry soil. It's nothing but a plaything. So this really puts us in a tough spot. Shall I not take it serious at all? Should it be that if we are going to take it as from a Muslim mindset, should Muslims be like the monks, stay away from public spheres, stay away from public life, get into a cave, morning to evening, just pray? Like, what is it? What am I going to make out of this verse?
Alhamdulillah. Okay, these are all, again, the summaries. Any comments, any other questions maybe? Otherwise, we can start from the beginning. Okay.
And just saying that Qadir was online, he left. I guess the topic was just
Just send a message, tell him that we will say beautiful things about the word.
okay.
Oh, by the way, William, I was checking this word, the amusement, the laugh at the end, at the very end of the ayah. It also used for sports. Yeah. So, it's like the meaning is like the distraction, like amusement in a empty way, right? Also used for sports. So just get your attention. I'm telling this at the beginning. Let's see how we understand that before you change your career. Okay, so because the text is the interpretation of these ayahs, and actually the flow is very beautifully matching the flow of the ayahs. So I suggest we read the ayahs and then try to understand these ayahs based on the text that we read. Okay? Rather than studying the sentences in the text itself. I mean, we can, of course, do that as well as the support. But let's start, try to understand the ayahs, because like it's not always the same with certain parts like of the book. He says, I will explain, interpret this ayah, and he does. But the flow of the text is not always the same flow of the ayahs. But this time it is, at least to me, it's perfectly matching. So inshallah, let's read the ayah again. That which is on earth we have made as a glittering show for the earth. Whatever is on the earth, we made it beautiful, or we beautify it for it, okay, for the earth. That's a literal translation. So that we may test them as to which of them are best in conduct. Okay. Verily, what is on earth we shall make but as dust and dry soil. Let's first try to understand these two ayahs. Any comments? Creator says, whatever you see on this earth, we made them so that, like in a way that we beautified them for it. That's also interesting. I just realized. Where is it? Laha part. Zinatan laha. So ha can refer to ard, everything on the ard. But it can also refer to spirit and the nafs as well, the soul as well, because of the feminine hand. And in the text, author is talking about the world of the spirits and spirit beings. Anyway, it could be this interesting connection. How we understand this, we made everything beautiful on this earth, like beautify the world. So what beauty the ayah is talking about? Let's start from there.
So it seems like for lack of a better word, like a trick. Like, let me make these things beautiful, like let's say like this flower beautiful, to see which of the creation sees it for the flower as is, or sees me through the flower. So that's how I feel about it.
Okay, interesting. And this is at least again to my knowledge, which is very limited. I put emphasis all the time. This is the most common interpretation of this ayah. What you just said. We beautify the earth as a test. The word is bala. When in Turkish we use it as something bad, like a really bad test, a trouble, as if in child stories, there's a garden with beautiful flowers, but you're not supposed to go and pick one. If you pick, a beast will come and prison you. This type of right, yeah, trap, as you said. So how text interpreted that? Also related to what you said, Natalia said, and also Brother Yusuf mentioned being a monk. So there is also this understanding in religious circles that as you get detached physically, detached from the earth, leave everything behind, don't enjoy things, make yourself hungry, you become more and more pious, right? Leave the world behind you, don't enjoy it, and you become a better religious person, more religious. You become more religious. That's the usual understanding. Even in extreme cases, there's this understanding that the earth is nothing but dirt. Filled like dirty things that you shouldn't even, to touch, and you should wait for the beauty in heaven. Don't buy any, the beautiful clothes for yourself. Don't eat beautiful things. It's just, a trap, as Natalia said. Leave everything behind, leave the world behind, go to the cave, and you become more religious. This is the way we should understand this glittering show.
I guess when I mentioned the word bala,
Can you increase
Yeah.
for
I guess when I mentioned the word bala, it's like sometimes it's mainly like the translation is trouble, but it's mainly used for something that seems to be good, but it's bad. Like for example, if you have a kid, but sometime you're hungry and you say, yeah, I've been troubled with him, so you'll say bala. It's like this, like he's. And also, for example, if you get a new car and someone asks you about it and you said it's actually bala, so maybe it's giving you more expenses, stuff like that. So in this sense, you'll use bala.
Let's start from beauty. The easy part. Is the word beautiful? Ayah says we made everything on earth beautiful. We beautified it. It's not even that they are just beautiful. Like when we say beautify, it's, there's an effort there to make it beautiful. So it is sure, like it's kind of making sure that when you look, you will see beauty there. When you say it is beautiful, you can just take it as, okay, it is beautiful, but I may miss it. But when we say we beautified it, as if like putting an emphasis there. When you pass by, you say, oh, wait a second, what is going on? It is not, the normal. Somebody put an effort to make it beautiful. That's much, the emphasis there. Yusuf, you were raising your hand. Who has the microphone? Yeah.
So in here, it is beautiful, but it is beautified for a person for a purpose other than itself. This is, I think, the important part, because saying we beautified it for a reason, and then we are going to make it dry soil. Then the question becomes, am I seeing it beautiful for that purpose, or do I see it beautiful for itself? Like, for example, if you make let's say you are teaching me how to make earth pots, and you're really making, like, let's say you're a master of pottery, and you make a very beautiful pot, but you're beautifying it to teach me how to make a pot. After you teach it, you can just say, then let's throw it away. But if I get lost in the beauty of the pot itself, when you break it, I would say, well, what are you doing? Like, because the goal was to make something beautiful, I would say. But if you are saying that, no, the goal was not the pot itself, the goal was teaching you something, then when you break the pot, because you will break the pot, not me, when you break the pot, my world will not shatter. I will understand the point, and I will say that, yes, the master of pottery break the pot because the purpose was not the pot itself. The purpose was my training. So in this regard, yes, the earth is a very beautiful pot, and the master of pottery is making it. But when things get broken, it might be my youth, it might be, I don't know, my muscles or whatever. I used to think that it was very beautiful, and indeed it is beautiful. But once it gets broken, I feel upset. Like, don't we feel upset? Like, if a beloved one dies, or if, I don't know, you are having this trajectory of success, you're the best basketball player and whatnot, there's something beautiful happening. And at some point, as now my brother Kadir is here, at some point, he is trying to play soccer. I guess to a certain point, he was a good player. Then his leg is broken. Oh, that beautiful thing is not broken. Then should he feel upset? Or the creator of Kadir says that I would have broken it anyways. I will make it into dry dust, dry soil. Then this is really changing our perspective towards anything beautiful.
The description given here, let's open it up and let's see if it is an accurate description. The ayah is as if saying that when you look at the creation, when you look at the universe, you will see things are, beautiful, made beautiful, but at the same time, they die. And we see this, right? This is the reality. We enjoy a lot of things in the creation, in the universe, but then everything we enjoy becomes a dry soil. There's no exception with that. I mean, I love my kids, but I know that they will become adolescents. It's the dry soil of, the kids. When they start complaining about things, right? And then I enjoy, the things that I grow in my garden, let's say, but they last for what? For a season, and that's all. Everything in this life, you enjoy your, the plays, the basketball, the sports, for how long? Yeah, maybe, if you are lucky, right? Everything, the success, the money, children, the sight, you enjoy your sight. The next day, you wake up and you realize that you have to put glasses. For me, it was so surprising. Like, I start wearing glasses 4 years ago, maybe, I don't remember, something like that. Like after or close to my 40s, 40.
Yours is because of old age, though. It's a separate thing.
Yeah, of course. Unlike this gentleman who has perfect eyes since he was okay, that's good. For me, it was really surprising because up until that point, my sight was really good. Like I was so, I don't know, proud of it almost, right? And one day I started having headaches. I couldn't make sense of it. And then the doctor said, oh, you have to put glasses. Then I realized, oh, my sight was not that great actually. Last a few, let's say, years. And so it becomes dry soil, everything you enjoy. And this is reality, really. And what is the point of it? Then you ask. This tension. So you will hear this, you know, I say this a lot. One of my teachers put the emphasis there, so I follow him. You understand something, anything, no matter what it is, only when you see a tension, a conflict, right? Otherwise, it will be just, you know, something happening in front of you, you will take it as granted. Maybe you will enjoy, but you will not question. You start questioning only, and understanding starts with questioning, only when you see a conflict there. When you feel the tension, right? This world of life, from one aspect, is so beautiful, it calls you, right? As beautiful, the author Beautiful describes, every season as if another, what is the word he's used? Geçit parade, yes. Every season a new parade. Like I realized this in Philadelphia, for instance, after I got married. Nothing about my life, don't get romantic. But every season we have different kind of flowers, right? In the springtime, even the I'm having difficulty again, old age, right? Come on. Like January, February, March, what are these?
Season.
Months. You know, that serious, my condition. Every month, like the spring starts, every month, the scenery will change. First, a certain type of flowers, and then they will go, another type of flowers will come. It's not that somebody is, you know, arranging them in quote unquote not natural spots as well, right? Every month you will see a different, just next to spring, look at carefully, every month a new parade starts. Same with the insects or any animals, right? There's always a new parade by changing seasons, changing time, or changing locations, right? Here you will find certain type of fruits. In Pakistan, you will find other type of fruits, so delicious, you will import them from Pakistan. You pay for the postal service and some so different, right? This is life, really. And also, like with the living things as well, like you have the children, a different kind of joy, like the baby, the babyhood, and then, you know, the childhood, the adolescence, maybe not adolescence, after the adolescence, all beautiful periods, like with their own beauties. Everything is changing in a beautiful way. Within every change, you see a new beauty. At the same time, with every change, you get new loss because something is leaving you. Every beautiful thing you experience becomes the dry soil. So what is this tension, author asks? What is the purpose? What is the point of it?
Before I give it to you, can I read there's one online note?
Oh yeah, please.
Before I give it, Muhammad Qadir says, I think it talks about anything that points towards to the creator is beautiful. And there is another point to ponder is to not think that these things are beautiful themselves, but they show the creator's beauty. And if you don't see that, how this beauty point towards the creator, then those things aren't really beautiful. So this is what Qadir is saying. Jazakallah. Our beautiful Qadir. Alhamdulillah. Yes, Qadir is here. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair.
Assalamu alaikum. These set of verses, I think it's very easy to look at them or just engage in the discourse around them and be like, okay, religion is constantly just telling me the world, I need to separate myself from the world because the world's going to die. The things that I like to do, the sports I like to play, to be a good Muslim, to be a good religious person, I have to constantly let go of all these things. I think it's very easy to jump to that sort of, let's say, interpretation. And honestly, like when I hear, especially the last verse cited, that is the kind of conclusion that's immediately offered. Like, hey, this world doesn't really matter. Let it go. That's how you get to be pious or good Muslim. So it was interesting to me that the text in tafsir of these verses starts with the fact that, or starts with this statement that the world is a form of a festival, right? Like it goes into this description of how everything is clothed, how everything is made into a spectacle, but this sort of festiveness of the world. And so I think in order to be able to fully appreciate the tension that Brother Birkan is mentioning, like first I have to acknowledge it's not possible for me to just say, oh, this world is brief and just play. I have to let it go. I have to just focus on the serious things, which is the, hereafter and all this sort of stuff. But rather, I have to first acknowledge that I'm made to love this world. Like there is something really, there's an adornment that is happening in this world and I'm made to love it. And I'm made to immediately, look at all these seasons or look at, just even the greenery in the summer and be like, oh, this is so lovely. I think it's only once we sort of acknowledge that, as I feel the text begins with that acknowledgement in some form or another, that I can then start the questioning process, which Imam Nursi is leading us to, of saying, okay, my creator made me to love this world. Why is he also creating death in it? Or why is he also separating me from it? But yeah, I think just, that's all I was going to say, just that, like, the step-by-step process of acknowledging this immediate relationship that I have with the world of love, of enjoyment. I think that's necessary in order to then come to that eventual maybe same conclusion of, okay, this world is not made to be enjoyed just for itself, but for, what it points to, what it acquaints me with, and so on. So I think the line of reasoning here in these paragraph to paragraph is really valuable.
Any comments, objections, questions? Nothing. Oh, Ahmed.
So I was thinking about the monk comment that Dr. Yusuf made. With the way I'm thinking about it is, would that be then the wrong approach to religion, given how we're interpreting this ayah? Like, if you start detaching yourself from this world, you start missing out on all the things that should point you towards your creator. Like, yeah, like that's how I'm seeing it. Because if you don't detach yourself from like all these beautiful things that should point towards the divine names of Allah, then everything you detach yourself from is an opportunity that would have ultimately turned you towards Allah and would have been a reminder of a divine name. So it's hard to accept though, because I've seen that in a lot of tariqas that is traditionally sometimes used as a method of like getting closer to Allah, where you start to detach yourself from like worldly things. But it's still it's somewhere in the middle. Like I'm confused on whether it is a horrible approach or is it still somewhat good? Because I'm having a hard time seeing the good in it now.
Another idea to bounce off of that question is like, what would be the right approach for like interacting with those things that are beautiful, for example? And I hope it is related because I think it is. Like, I'm trying to get a couch, right? Is it bad to want the comfortable, nice couch, right? Not a $5,000 couch, but a $1,000 couch, right? As opposed to the couch that was left like right at the outside, because it's the couch left outside is fine enough, right? Like it tells me something about my creator. So what's the right approach? Because I would be like, we talked about this.
To move coast.
Yeah,
I do-
yeah. Like we were talking about this like a couple weeks ago, but it's like I would be lying if I said I want the nice, comfortable, good quality couch because I wanted to tell me something about my creator, right? Like I haven't met the couch. I don't like, how would I pick what best couch will tell me the best about my creator, right? Like ideally I just want the comfortable, good quality couch, right? Or so the question is like, how do I interact with those things?
Jazakallah khairan. Let's skip this topic, not to start a rebellion, my ladies. I'm kidding. Who wants to take the first try with this topic? Two of them are related, both questions, both Ahmed and Natalia. You want to say something? Okay. Oh, sorry.
That's have a fun answer. No, but I just think like, you know, what Natalia is saying makes me think like
Maybe I should also get.
if I have that feeling, right, spend my time looking at couches. It doesn't have to be couches, you know, some artwork that I can hang on my walls or anything, some furniture. Like at the very least, I can say, "Oh, I've been given." Like the one who adorns the world has also created you in such a way where you also wish to adorn your own world, right? So I think it becomes less about which couch should I get, but more about this feeling is given to me. How do I best use it in the way that he would want me to use it, right? So, you know, if you need to buy a couch, you can choose one and buy it, I guess. But at the same time, like that feels valuable in that, oh, I want something that is comfortable and aesthetic and, you know, orderly and functional. And you can use that feeling, I guess, for that purpose. But it's also been given, I guess, where we should have questions like, okay, what am I given this feeling, this ability for this purpose alone, or what, how else can I reflect over, you know, this yeah, need for a nice, beautiful, you know, couch. I just want to say one thing, which is that you know, like in the question of whether, I don't know if I understood it perfectly, in the question of whether like we should become you know, a retreat to the caves or not, it's not a real question. I mean, which one, if we said yes, that is the right way to go about things, you'd be like, okay, that's the ideal, but you know, tomorrow I'm going to go live my life as I usually do. It's not a very, I feel, live question for us, right? So I think it's more in the things that I do in my day-to-day life, if that's playing soccer or if that's choosing how to furnish my home, how can I do it in such a way where it becomes not just another activity, but as something that you know, connects me to my creator, or it's something that I reflect over the quality given to me
through that, right? Whether it's recognizing, you know, how, okay, I can't talk about sports, but, you know, just, yeah, I think the reflecting over the existence of certain qualities, feelings, abilities that we have, is sometimes becomes much more important than just, you know, how we end up using them, even though that's important too.
Is it clear? Yusuf? Is a counter argument?
Not about the couches, but when we were having discussions for the first time with Dr. Ali, he came to my home and I was making salad. And when I make salad, I chop it so little. And Dr. Ali picked up on me saying that, like, why are you wasting your time by making it like this? Can you not chew it if it is a little larger? And I am super picky about making salad very small.
Oh, really? We didn't know that.
So in general, I am picky about salad, actually. Brother Birkan was pouring olive oil to salad today. I said, put more, put more. There's no israf. Like, there's no waste in putting anything good to salad. And he said, oh, it looks like whatever you do is halal. Whatever your wife does is haram. Like, it looks like your scale is more about what you like versus what she likes. So, I mean, for me, salad is so important. For you, it might be couch and whatnot. But I guess the question is, if my wife makes the salad and chops it large, and I protest this, why am I protesting? Am I protesting because of my taste? Am I protesting because this is how salad is supposed to be made? Why? Because I say so. Like, if this is, I need to double check, right? Deep inside, what is making this? And most of the time, it is because of either this is how I like it, or this is what it is. I mean, when I say what it is supposed to be, I mean, my truth is the truth. That's what I mean by that. It's not that this is how it points to the creator and whatnot. So as I check myself, why am I getting anxious if it happens the other way around? Is it because it's blocking me getting to know the creator? Not really. But if it is, like, if really this is how I get to know my creator, because I truly, sometimes people hear this from me, I say that I am 100% sure there must exist fields of onion in paradise, because it's so beautiful of a creation. I cannot imagine a paradise without onion. So, like, I mean, alhamdulillah, I do see mercy of my creator in onion. To that extent, it's beautiful. But if it's going beyond this, and this is a fine line, there's no right or wrong answer in this case. Where am I in that occasion of making salad today? Am I taking it in the proper way, or am I taking it is my way, sort of a thing? So in this regard, do I see divine names? Yes, this is how we theoretically talk about it in these discussions. But practically, where am I on that day? I guess. And this is also changing my perspective. Like, to the extent that my perspective changes, then probably I would say it's okay sometimes make the salad this way or that way. As maybe I grow older, I would say, if I can grow in a pious way, I would say both salad made this way or chopped larger, all points to him. I was just being too picky when I was young because I was foolish, I would say, maybe. So I guess the same thing applies to whatever the couch and whatnot. When we are young, we are being ambitious because husband says it has to be the cheaper one. No, it's going to be the more expensive one because I say so. But I need to see God's name in there is being my sugar coating of it, maybe. I mean, these are the type of things. There's no clear answer to be spoken out loud. You know, in your heart, what's the right answer. But in here, the author is drawing more of a theoretical framework for us, saying that, yes, it is beautiful, but the one who beautifies it is taking it away. Isn't this a contradiction? how is mercy of God in the picture? I understand mercy being there when a beautiful baby is born, but there is mercy. There's once a baby person becoming this white-haired
Handsome-
bald man.
oh, sorry.
Like, there's mercy in here.
I mix the examples.
So yeah, exactly.
Jazakallah khairan. About the different interpretations or different, let's say, the paths, like you talk about, Ahmed, the different tariqas, taking it to extreme. In a few places, author only like maybe one or two, I don't remember. I don't have the whole text in my mind, but only a few places author criticize that stuff. But his usual attitude, Imam Nursi's usual attitude, as far as I understand, is he sees, and it makes sense to me as well, he sees such differences as addressing different needs of people, and also addressing different needs of different times. At different time periods, when people had certain need, mainstream scholarship would be shaped around this need and will give the humans, the people, different methods, addressing this need. These tariqas, for instance, like getting away from world. When ummah gets so attached to the world, the scholars would say you should stay away from the world. But it's interesting, again, Imam Nursi says, describing his time and our times, it is not time for tariqah, he says. You can take it in different ways. But within our context, my understanding is that in our age, in our times, the certain people are so attached to the creation, they are studying the creation in very deep, like in extreme details, and use it. And by that, they claim that there's no God because we explain everything, whatever in front of us, we understand it, etc. And it is not time to leave everything behind, because you have to study this creation, you have to understand this creation and save people by pointing it within the creation, that how everything actually points to the creator, right? So you have to study creation, says. This new generation, us, we cannot just rely on blind faith. We cannot just say that, yeah, we are Muslims, there's his creator, and we love him, he will give us heavens, etc. We cannot follow that such a logic because of the time, the way we are, the broad, how we grown up, how we educated. So we have to study this time for us. We have to study the creation. We have to study see the evidence, the proof of the creator within the creation. And then come to conclusion about the creator and say that, yeah, there must be a creator. Whoever is creating this in front of me must be such and such creator. So our belief has to step on the creation. That's my understanding, right? So going back to your question, which one is right, which one is wrong, etc. I think the question maybe should be framed in a different way. Which one we need now? Yusuf, you want to interject something?
I mean, next week or the week after, we will read a text in which he will explicitly say that in either case you should just give up the world, sort of. He's going to use such a phrase. But before coming to that text, in today's text, for example, he is saying in the 5th, says, the world is a book of the eternally besought one. Its letters and words point not to themselves, but to the essence, attributes, and names of another, like meaning the creator, in which case, learn its meaning and grasp it, but ignore its decorations, then go. Like, it's not saying that don't look at the book at all, like don't look at the world at all. He doesn't say that. Just read it, but it is there to tell you a meaning. So take the meaning, but don't get attached to the thing itself. Sometimes we get lost with the thing itself. Like we get so much attached to the kid, to the family and whatnot. But anything that I experience it's there to tell me something about my maker, my creator. So take the meaning, but at some point you need to let it go. It sounds like sometimes we go to, especially this happens with kids. You go to amusement park, kid plays with it, and then you say, okay, like we paid for that much. We need to get to home. We are done with here. So no, I don't want to go anywhere. Like that's not the point with this amusement park. You are here temporarily to get something, and then you leave it behind. But as we are getting attached like a child, and we start thinking that, no, this has to be eternally mine. It's so nice. I want to be always with that. There's not the point of making of this amusement park. You're just to be there temporarily. So this is the problematic part. Otherwise, it's not about not coming to amusement park. You are already in the amusement park. You are already invited here. But how you are interacting with it is the issue.
I would say there is more than beyond just like sheikhs and tariqas passing down, we need to abstain from the world. There is other stronger justifications for this, which is maybe if we look to the Sunnah of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he himself, we read narrations how he would fast Mondays and Thursdays. Beyond that, he would live on very little, maybe food. He would consume very little food. Maybe he wouldn't eat a lot of meat. And so there is more justifications that are stronger rooted. Yeah.
So when you look at, alhamdulillah, that's right, yes. When you look at the life of the Prophet, you see a kind of balance there, though, right? You can find all these narrations and use them as justification for sure, and they will be true. But when somebody, for instance, offers him, I don't know, fried chicken, he does not say, no, I don't eat fried chicken because it's a pleasure. He eats it. But he wouldn't sought after, like sought for it. What is it? Seek for it, yes. So that's the balance, right? Going back to questions here, I guess, yes, as Brother Yusuf said, everything created not as a piece of dirt. Everything is created as a beautiful artwork. You enjoy it as an artwork, though, as it is being beautifully made. That's the enjoyment part, not the thing itself. You enjoy the beautiful creation being made beautifully. You enjoy that. But at the point when you realize, wait a second, my relationship with the thing is an attachment to the thing itself. When you realize that, you cut your, let's say, connection with that. I guess that's the balance. You should be in a way, and it will be different for everyone, right? For different Sahaba, for some of them being engaged with the the trade, yes, was fine because they were finding the balance there. For others, it wouldn't be fine. Some of the companions, they were rich, but how they found the balance there? They didn't take the richness as itself something to seek for. They took the richness, the wealth, and use it in the name of the Creator. So they enjoyed being given by the Creator, and they proved that that's the enjoyment they had, not the thing itself, by giving it away.
And I think in this regard, then we can test our sincerity, because it happens a lot that I would say, oh, I want to be very rich. Oh, Allah, give me a lot of wealth so that I can distribute it. And then the Creator says, you really want to know me? You're sincere about this? I give you poorness. With poorness, you can also know me. Again, divine name, if my point was to get to know my Creator, I should be okay with that too. Like, this might be a litmus test of sincerity that sometimes Creator tests us with or educates us with, saying that if your point is to get to know me, okay, here it is. You shouldn't, like, if it's all about divine names, go from here. So I guess, I mean, of course, when we are talking to each other, we are talking about more so like a theoretical thing. But all the conversation that's happening in here is, personally, this balance has to be adjusted day in, day out. Nobody, I mean, definitely I'm not in any shape or form at a balanced structure. So we should be always blaming ourselves in this regard, rather than being secure in my intentions.
Going back to text, then author says, you will see beauty, how everything is being made beautiful, but then you will see how everything is also leaving you behind. So very ugly in that sense. And try to make sense of this tension. Author says, then you realize the beauty you were enjoying was not about the things itself. The way it was created, put in front of you, was the beautiful thing. And that you enjoyed that. So you are hungry, you are given a beautiful food, right? And you enjoy it. So there is a part of it that your animal body enjoys that we call taste. You enjoy it. But the real enjoyment there, when you start questioning, especially when the food the finished, okay? Food is gone, it's finished, but you still have this pleasure. Why? Because it was given to you. It was given to you. That's the real enjoyment. That's the real enjoyment that is looking at your spirit, as author says. When you see that, you see, okay, the fact that it was ruined, or the fact that it left me behind, was actually, again, part of the beauty. Through that, I start questioning more. Otherwise, I would be just got lost with the thing itself. Something showing a beauty and then going away, like dissolving. As if telling me what you experience here, not from me. I cannot even sustain myself. Everything is shouting. And this dissolving, going away from the existence, disappearing, becomes a part of the beauty as well. Only when you realize that it is given. As Ayah says, we made, we beautify it. When you realize, oh, somebody made it beautiful for me, this understanding, this fact, does not leave you. Now you can make the connection with its creator. what Kadir was saying, the fact that it's pointing to the creator, that's the reason it is beautiful. It comes as a conclusion. You cannot start from there because what you see is just the creation itself first. You start with the apparent beauty, you realize the tension, and then you start questioning, and it gives away the real beauty. And it was given to you. And like even without going too deep, the things we enjoy in quote-unquote nature, like a bee landing on a flower, sucking, and then going and making a honey. Nowadays, we see a lot of bees in the gardens, sitting on, like landing on flowers. You enjoy that. Why do you question why I enjoy it? Some people would say, oh, because of the color, because of the whatever. Some activations in your neurons. But when you really question what you enjoy there, what your spirit enjoy there, is the fact that this tiny creature, needy creature, is giving a beautiful bed, the flower, that it rests and also at the same time suck the food that it needs. This relationship between them, the created relationship, it's so beautiful. That the bee is fed by this flower, and then it goes and make a honey for us. So that's the beauty you see there. Whoever is controlling, arranging this thing that I observe, making things so beautiful, you say. And that's the real beauty. And as author says, what is the point of this, the apparent contradiction, the beautiful things becoming nothing? You say it makes perfect sense. Otherwise, I would got lost with the things themselves. I would think that this flower is the beauty. And I would enjoy that much. But now I can enjoy even more. I mean, you cannot even compare the two. You become so thankful that this destruction, death, is there as well. If you want to teach your children how to use, technology like a phone, right? You give them the phone, they start playing with it. The moment they got attached to it, start wasting their time, you just take it away. Why? Because you want to torture them? No, because they are missing the point. And to prevent them from missing the point, you just take it away.
I think I just wanted to, from everything that was said, going back to the verses, because as Natalia also said in the beginning, it sounds like you're just making the world beautiful, but then now it's like, oh, here, be tested. It's like a trick, kind of. Like, at least that's initially what it kind of sounded like. I'm going to make it beautiful, but then I'm going to trick you if you fall for it. But from like everything that was said, I think the way I can understand it now is because it is beautiful. Like, I do enjoy beauty. As Brother Brikam was just saying, if I now get attached to the thing being beauty by itself, or like the bee is beautiful by itself, or the flower is beautiful by itself, or I don't know, a couch, a house, all these different things, it's beautiful by itself. If I get attached to it, and as the verse continues, like or the other verses Nursi says, is everything will turn into dust, everything will die. Those things I get attached to will die for me. And that's, I guess, where the test is. Every time I am faced with beauty, I'm not tested like, oh, here, I'm going to trick you. It's like, no, if I can see that the beauty is from my creator, then I will enjoy the feast there. But if I attach myself to the beauty, thinking the beauty belongs to the thing itself, then I will find that the thing dies, and I will find that, as the third verse, like the life of this world is but play and amusement. Like that thing that I attach myself to is actually just play and amusement. That's not, it's going to die. Like that's not where the true value is. So like the test is, I guess, we are given mercy and beauty and all these beautiful things, but if we don't bring them or attach them to the source, or if we don't acknowledge where they come from, then we will have harmed ourselves.
Jazakallah khair. So, as Brother Birkan is taking the microphone, so at the fifth, as author is listing those, I think these are nice ways to look at the world, and we can read how otherwise I would look at the world. When he says the world is a book, read its meaning and let the letters go. And then when he says the world is a tillage, sow and reap the crop, throw away the chaff and give no importance. This is what happens with the fields that you like sow and reap the crops. Or, I mean, we can talk about the mirrors. I'm skipping the mirrors part, which is very important, but I'm skipping it. So for example, he says it's a guest house. This is, I guess, easy to explain, so I would like to go with this one. It's a guest house. Like if you go to a super luxury hotel, or let's say you come to this house as my guest, and if we were serving the food to you with golden plates and golden spoons, like you will eat and enjoy, but like you're a guest here. You shouldn't be saying that, okay, I'll put this, spoon into my pocket. You're a guest here. Okay, enjoy the moment with a spoon. I don't know how. I have never eaten food with golden spoon.
I can explain in a minute.
So, enjoy it, but the point is that it's not yours. You're here for a temporary time. But this is exactly what we are doing. The world is a guest house, and I'm trying to just getting attached to whatever I have in here as if, no, it's going to be mine. I mean, only maybe if Ali is the guest here, or I mean, since Ali is the owner's host, Bushra finds the spoon, and as they are leaving, Bushra is not giving the spoon away. We would say, I mean, okay, Birkan, you're a good friend, but still, this is a golden spoon. Tell your daughter, leave the spoon behind. Like, come on, this is exactly what we are doing in life. We don't take it as we are just being like this small child, which gets attached to that spoon so much, forgetting that I am a guest here, and saying that no, this spoon is going to be mine. So this is why it's beautified for us to learn something, not to take it into our pocket and go with it. So this is why we are getting overly serious with this world in the wrong way. This doesn't mean that a person who is a guest does not have a proper way of being a guest. Of course, we are not saying that leave out the house. No, you should be a guest, but be a guest. Don't pretend that you're the owner of the house. This is the distinction.
Also with the same metaphor, but let me say something more generic first. Okay, the first two ayahs, I guess they're now a bit clearer. And then the last ayah, what is the life of this world? Life of this world is nothing but play and amusement. Let's open this up now, which beautifully explained by the part that Brother Yusuf pointed at the very end. So he explains this, the life of the earth is nothing but play and amusement. He says, yes, the world is beautiful, but it is made beautiful for a reason, to teach you something. Learn whatever you are supposed to learn, and then leave leave everything else behind. Don't get attached. So that kind of play and amusement. It's like, to teach you certain concepts, like the economics, I bring a game and say that, okay, you are the cashier, you are the customer, you are the distributor, right? We are now playing a game to teach you something. You should what? Play the game, yes, but to learn whatever needs to be learned, right? If you get attached with the game itself and say that I will be the best cashier or best distributor ever, you're just being silly now. Because the point is to learn how the economy works. Who cares whether you are the best distributor or not, like within the game? The same way, the world is just an exhibition, author says. You are supposed to observe, understand how things are made, for what purpose, and when the exhibition changes, don't get lost with that. Don't get devastated. Oh, I was supposed to be the best professor, whatever. Now I have to change career. Just, okay, that's another exhibition. Now from this new exhibition, observe some other beauties. That's the point, he says. It is a guest house. As Yusuf said, don't try to steal things, but at the same time, it's a beautiful luxury guest house. How you should act. When you see something apparently broken, you don't get concerned about it. Oh, I have to fix it. No, there's an owner of the house. He will fix it. You are just supposed to sit, enjoy whatever is being served to you, and to leave the other to the host. Don't get attached. So that, yes, it's a play, but in that sense, to play, to teach you something, to give you something. It's an amusement. It gives you amusement, but the amusement itself is not the point. Don't get lost in it. Yes, please.
So, I mean, just extending your example with Monopoly, let's say now if I go to Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, which are playing Monopoly in real life, if I go and say, oh, what you're doing is just play and amusement, or if I go to a Muslim brother who also thinks that, oh, we should be as rich as Elon Musk or what, Jeff Bezos, again, it sounds like I'm getting lost with how the game is being played. I'm getting attached to the game itself as if it is the goal itself, not what I'm supposed to learn out of it. So I guess this is just the perspective that this is being presented.
Jazakallah khairan. Any other comments, questions? I guess if not, we can stop here. Yeah, please. Go ahead.
Just, I'm sure there's other people who are doubters like me, but I think it all makes a lot of sense. But then what if because there's also the other idea that whatever you do, you should do the best or like be excellent at it or try to be the best at it. So how do I now at the same time realize, okay, I wasn't put on this world to become the best software engineer or to become the most famous this or the most prestigious this or whatever. But then at the same time, how should I keep the both of them in my mind, I guess?
So become the best. What is the source of this?
Like, I don't know if there's a specific hadith, but it's just like be most excellent or be the best at whatever you do.
Okay. Please go ahead.
So when playing Monopoly, what is the best way to play the game? Like if Zainab is playing the game, I mean, or anybody of that age, when I was at that age, let me put myself in there, I will just get so much immersed in the game that if my sister starts winning me, I'll just get anxious and will just get angry. And according to capitalism, this is the proper way to play the game, actually. But if you take it as a game, you would say, like, this is just a game, chill, what are you doing? So our description of best differs. Because if I am living a single life, the best of doing something becomes, yeah, I should dedicate 100% of my time to whatever my job is. I should sleep less and do whatever. Put all your effort into just making a perfect publication, making a perfect software and whatnot. But if I say, well, do I have a single life though? If I'm seeing it as, no, the point is that I'm supposed to learn something out of this. So the best in this case would be, to the extent of what I should do, and the reverse, the remaining part, I shouldn't waste my time on that. As an example, when I give an assignment to my students, there's certain things that I expect them to learn from that assignment. But if a student starts becoming super picky about it and starts, like I'm going to use coding terminology, I'm just teaching them algorithms. I don't expect them to put some description to the code and whatnot. I don't care about it. I just want them to solve the problem. This is what it means to be perfectly doing the assignment. But student says, no, I have to be super efficient. Not even a single extra line of code is going to be there. I have to comment everything. And then I do this check, that check, and whatnot. I say, okay, this is good, but you don't have infinite time. Actually, you wasted a lot of your time. You went overboard, but it's not perfection. Actually, you're wasting your time. This is not good in this regard, because a proper thing would be, why did the teacher give me this assignment? To that extent, I should invest. Going beyond that is not perfection. Going beyond that is just wastefulness. This is what sometimes we are doing. Yeah, I should be like, you're created as an engineer. Your wife is created as a philosopher. So within these like frames of life, there is a purpose that both of you are like appointed with. But you can go beyond that as if living a single life. In the framework of current civilization, it's going to be called perfection. But within the framework of reality, in which the life is a tillage for afterlife, it's becoming wastefulness. So this is why the perfection, when we talk about perfection relative to what becomes an important question. Because the description changes, the description of perfectness changes.
Jazakallah. Anything else? سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة.